Hello, coaches. This is Coach Randy from Radius Athletics. Let's talk basketball. Tonight, what I'd like to do is I'm going to go over some down screen fundamentals using Fast Model. Let's start with just a simple two players. One's a screener, one's a cutter, and talk about just some things some coaching points, some things I'm looking for. Things that make these screens, exceptional actions and not just, two guys passing in the night. So let's start by going with a new play here. I've got my team name, Radius Athletics, my series, Motion Breakdowns, and we're just going to call it Down Screen Fundamentals. Okay. All right. So first thing we need to do is add some players on here. That leads us to discussion on the the kind of alignment we want in our offense. So we're going to put a player with the ball right here, a player without the ball right here on the wing. As you can see, I'm constantly fidgeting with these players in an attempt to get them higher and wider, which is the same thing I find myself doing when I'm coaching players to run motion offense. Get higher, get wider. But let's talk a little bit about these two positions. What I want first is the high elbow field. Some people call this area the slot. Some call it the high elbow. For tonight, we'll go with high elbow. Basically, I want the lane line. If you just take the lane line, extend it out, and one is in that area just above the lane line outside the arc. All right. Two here is on the wing. Some coaches might say free throw line extended. We have I like to use a term called the motion line, which is about a foot or so below the free throw line. A lot of courts have a volleyball court. Turn the arrowhead off here. A lot of courts have a volleyball court that kind of runs, through here. Excuse me. Oops. There we go. That kind of runs through here. And you can use that as the motion line. I like to tell players, get at or above the motion line, when we're in our initial configuration. If we're way down here in the dead corner, that's kind of too low to set up back cuts and things like that. And if we're up too high, we're just kind of out of scoring range and just, playing way too high. So I like at or above the motion line. Let's get rid of this line for now, though. But there you can see where it is, and what we're looking for. Okay, so we got a player in the high elbow with the ball, a player on the wing. Right, we need someone for him to pass it to. Usually, let's say you're coming down in a traditional numbered break. This perhaps is your trailer, if you will, your inbounder. In drill situations, sometimes I'll use a manager or a coach right here, but let's just go ahead and draw it as a player. Some things I'm looking for. Timing. And how we teach timing is to time the action with the ball. All right, so let's start with high elbow to high elbow pass. All right, so now this player has passes the ball. This is about when the player should start kind of setting up their cut. Call this walking the arc. They kind of walk their man down here. We want we want to get a feel on X2. We want to get in contact with him. We're going to walk the arc down this way, get in contact with X2. All right? Kind of simultaneously, if you will, the screener makes a basket cut. It may only be a one-step basket cut, But if their defender does not jump to the ball, we'll continue this cut all the way to the rim. All right? But as making the assumption we're working against a team that's been coached to jump to the pass when the pass is made, higher and wider, higher and wider. All right? Assuming we're going against a team where they've been coached to jump to the ball and they actually do so, I'm going to make a basket cut after the pass and then break it off and set the down screen. All right. A little bit about the footwork. On the slot to slot or high elbow to high elbow pass, I want one to step with what would be his left foot, their left foot, his or her left foot. All right, the foot closest to the receiver of the pass. So they pass the ball, high elbow to high elbow, and immediately step with their left foot. Okay, trying to cross their defender's face. All right, now, if X1 does what he's coached to do, jumps ball side, now we've got a good screening angle. Let's draw him on here. X1 is now jumped to the ball. He's put himself between the ball and his man like he's coached to do. All right. But what that gives us, we didn't score on the give and go old-fashioned basket cut, but what we've got now is a really good screening angle set up. Right? This player is on the ball side of you. That gives you a free and clear path to go and set this screen. Okay? Let's take the defense off for just a second so we can see this a little bit clearer. Okay? So, now, what I want is the screener. Oh, okay, here we go. What I want is the screener to jump stop into their screen right here. Okay? Just off the elbow. Okay? One of the things that we use to identify types of screens and make sure we're all speaking the same language is where is their back pointed. All right? In a down screen, this screener's back is pointed in the direction of the basketball. They jump stop with a wide base. Protect themselves, get both arms in, jump stop with a wide base. All right. And now we've got, a screen for this cutter. They've walked their arc. All right. Let's draw this back. All right. Because what I really want you to understand is I want this screener running directly at the screen. All right. And at the last possible second, make the read and make the cut. Okay? So, right now, they've walked the arc. Here comes the down screen. They're right here. Okay? And let's start with, let's say the defender trails them. Now they get in here into them. The defender's here, and the defender's going to trail them. All right? That is a curl read. All right, so this player would curl tightly around the screen to the basket. Okay? They walk the arc. Their defender is trailing the cut. We're going to curl it into the lane and hope we get this pass for points in the paint right here. All right? So there's the typical down screen and curl. Slot to slot or high elbow to high elbow pass. Basket cut starting with the left foot to get X1 to jump ball side. I break off the basket cut into the down screen. Jump stop into the screen. 2 is walk the arc. They get down here and they're kind of waiting to see, what their man's going to do and how their man's going to react. So there's a definite change of speeds. Walk the arc, sprint the cut. All right? So, those are some things we're looking at on the down screen. One last thing. All right? Anytime there is an inside cut, which this cut is an inside cut, we want the screener to make an outside cut. Call it complementing the cut, or the screener becomes the second cutter. The cutter walks the arc, reads lock and trail, makes the curl. Because the defender trailed the screen, they make an inside cut, a curl cut. All right, the screener has made the basket cut. They jump stop with a wide base just off the elbow. Hold the screen. Cutter makes the curl. I'm going to pivot on what would be my right foot. I'm going to pivot out, show my hands to the basketball, and bust the arc. All right? Those are the fundamentals of a down screen with an inside curl cut and an outside second cut.